This is the Dollemore Daily, and I'm Jesse Dollemore. There's little that I have to say that is complimentary of Donald Trump. And even what I'm getting ready to say is not necessarily complimentary. It's just stating what the fact is. That it's a strange thing that a billionaire, he's probably a billionaire now after the presidency, but a wildly wealthy man who grew up with a silver spoon shoved right in his ass. The guy who was getting $200,000 a month or some crazy amount as a 2-year-old from his dad into a trust. That he really does have an understanding of who his audience is. He knows MAGA world. He knows the Republican voter that thinks he's a righteous, mighty man of God. He knows the conspiracy theorist mindset of these QAnon ding-dongs. He knows them. So I don't know how this came about. Maybe it's because, he's the poor man's version of a rich man and a dumb man's version of a smart man. You've heard that said before. But right now, it's beginning. I've talked enough about, probably not enough, you're going to hear it more, but I've talked a lot about the present and continuing calls for violence, the preparation of the audience to get them ready to freak out when Donald Trump is arrested, to cause mayhem and violence across the country. But there's another thing he's doing right now, which is beginning to frame the insurrection, not the intersection. I had a good weekend away. We went to Portland, Maine, and apparently my brain is still in Maine. So he is prepping his audience, his fan base, his loyal cult to begin believing and repeating that the insurrection against the country, the attempt to overthrow the United States government by way of overturning a free and fair settled American election, that this was a conspiracy, that it didn't really happen, that it was staged by the government. He retruthed this. There's two of them. And this is why, if it was one, I might not even be talking about it, but it was two back to back, which lets you know this is a theme that Donald Trump is going to begin speaking. First, this little meme here. January 6th will go down in history as the day the government staged a riot to cover up the fact that they certified a fraudulent election. From Fruit Snacks and retruthed by Donald J. Trump. Second is from rabid, racist piece of trash, Ted Nugent. January 6th will be remembered as the day the government set up a staged riot to cover up the fact they certified a fraudulent election. The government. The government, everybody. The only problem is MAGA world is deficient cognitively because maybe I'm deficient cognitively. Somebody remind me, please, who was president on January 6, 2021? Because according to the Constitution that conservatives say they venerate and understand and memorize even, as though it's a holy scripture, in this document, it says when the next president takes office, and the insurrection was on the 6th of January, and according to the Constitution of these United States, the next president doesn't take office until the 20th at noon. So it seems, just through my flawed sense of deduction, logical reasoning, I'm no Sherlock Holmes here, but it seems like Donald Trump was the government on January 6th. Yet, it was a government conspiracy, stage a riot. And apparently, the 1,000+ arrests and convictions are also part of a grand conspiracy. Because I can tell you, the men and women who have been convicted by juries of their peers, convicted by cases brought by the Department of Justice, they're not saying, I wasn't there. Wait, this is nonsense. This is all staged. I'm not a part of this. I was at home. I was at home watching the news. I was at home cross-stitching, is that a thing? Crocheting, whatever, Donald Trump fan art. They're not saying that. They're either they're showing contrition and admitting their guilt by pleading guilty, or they're saying, oh, hey, Donald Trump told me to go. They're blaming him. So this is all the next level of conspiracy theory and calls to violence that Donald Trump is going to be promoting. He's going to be asking, nay, demanding, that his followers act in an unhinged manner. And to act in an unhinged manner, you need to believe an unhinged thing. For passions to get to the point where you commit acts of violence against the country, against politicians, against law enforcement, against the structure of our jurisprudence system, you need to believe something wild and conspiratorial, something untrue. And this is where it begins. He's prepping them, getting them ready to commit violence, praising them for their passions. He's sharing things on True Social that if you fuck around with us, I'll just play it again. He shared this on True Social. It's like a 4-second thing.
If you fuck around with us, if you do something bad to us, we are going to do things to you that have never been done before.
Yeah. Yes. And he's also saying that 9/11, another conspiracy theory, that January 6th was a conspiracy. It was a staged riot. I mean, this is Alex Jones level BS. We all witnessed what took place on January 6th. We witnessed the predicted cast of characters, the Proud Boys, the Oath Keepers, the Three Percenters, wingnuts from all over the country, toothless idiots, low information, unwashed mob threatened to murder the Vice President of the United States, ransack the Speaker of the House's office, smear feces on the wall, traipse through the temple of our democracy with a traitor's banner, the Confederate flag. But it's the government. Donald Trump was in charge. Make it make sense. Please, if you're gonna make it make sense in the comments, please. You can also call and make it make sense, 714-576-4054. And you can email me to make it make sense, daily@dollemore.com. Thanks for joining me today. Gonna have to keep our heads on a swivel. Coming up, things are gonna get worse before they get better. That is my prediction. I hate that it is my prediction, but I'm here to tell the truth. So we will see if my prediction, I hope it doesn't. I hope I'm wrong. I hope my prediction does not bear fruit. Follow me on social media. I am at Dollemore just about everywhere. Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, Threads, everywhere. I'd love to see you there. And I'll see you next time. Until then, be genuine. Take care of one another.